Good day, everyone. So this will be another interesting lesson in oral communication. This is a speech writing process. Well, definitely, you'll learn a lot of things on how you will deliver your speeches, or the different purposes, or the different purpose of speech or communication. So here, in this lesson, you will learn more things, the process on how you are able to write a good pattern of your speech and how you will deliver the written work of yours appropriately. So study the first one. Let's take a look on the first process. That is audience analysis. It means looking into the profile of your target audience. You need to do this so that your speech will fit or match your audience. So it's quite necessary that the speaker, of course, class is able to identify the group of people that he or she is going to deliver a speech in terms of demography. Demography that refers to age, range, male or female, ration, educational background, nationality, economic status, and others. So as you can see in terms of demography, these are the things that we have to consider. Let's take a look on the educational background. When we talk about the educational background, well, of course, the speaker must learn how he or she will adjust herself or himself in terms of the level of education of the audience. Well, definitely you cannot speak or use some highfalutin words to those people who are not, let's say, those who are not well, I mean, in terms of their educational background. Okay, you have to look out that kind of uh, education that they do have so that you may use the proper word that may not deprive their education. And of course, the nationality. It's quite necessary that we have to be sensitive enough in terms of the nationality of your audience. Well, of course, if that would be mix of different races, so you have to use the the universal language, which is English, and then also we have to consider the economic status and others. Another one, the situation, the time, the venue, the occasion, and the size. So these are some aspects in terms of situation. Well, definitely, if that would be a formal occasion or the venue is quite formal and the size is quite big, those are the things that you have to consider. What would be the proper attire? What would be the kind of approach am I going to use as a speaker so that it would be more comprehensive to my audience? And then the time, well, as you can see, it's quite different when you are having this delivery of speeches in the morning, the afternoon, and in the evening. Right? Let's say, for example, in the afternoon, if you're going to speak very long, well, definitely chances are that your audience, if you are not that lively, your audience might fall asleep or something, or they might get bored. So the situation is also have to consider in audience analysis. Psychology, the values, beliefs, attitudes, preferences, cultural and racial ideologies and needs. In terms of the statement that we are going to utter, we have to be careful on it. In, let's say, for example, your audience, the group of audience is quite having, you know, they have different beliefs in terms of religion, in terms of moral aspect. So we have to know them because what if the kind of belief that they have is quite different from you? It is not acceptable from them. Well, what would what would be the possible thing to happen? Definitely, they might not get interested on you. or they might get offended on you. In terms of the attitudes, the values, the culture, we have to be careful in terms of the culture and the ideologies of them, because some way or another, we might be able to touch that kind of emotion that they have and the kind of belief that they have or the kind of ideologies that they have, which might offend them. That is something that we have to consider when we are delivering, when we are having this audience analysis. The second one is determining the purpose, is finding out whether you want to inform, entertain, or persuade. Well, of course, you already know, you learn about this. There are three purposes, or there are three purpose of delivering of having the communication. First of which is to inform, entertain, or persuade. So we have to be very specific. What would be your purpose? Let's say, for example, me as a teacher, what would be my purpose? Well, of course, that is to inform the knowledge to my students. So if I'm going to do the entertainment speech, well, definitely that would not be suited just because I am a teacher. But maybe in different occasion or in the different place when I am not in the classroom, right? So that is something. For example, general purpose is to inform. Specific purpose to inform the students about the benefits of solid waste management. So that is the specific purpose of yours. Next, selecting the topic. It is a way of narrowing it, or which is also important. Your topic is your focal point. You need to make it more specific. Let's say, for example, when you are also writing your research. Well, of course, you when you are having this conceptualization of the ideas or the topic, you have to narrow it down before you could be able to dissect the title out of the topic that you have chosen. Same with speech, because if we're going to generalize the topic, well, definitely that might lead into confusion to your audience. So we have to be very specific regarding what we are going to utter during the speech. Example, solid waste management. So as you can see, that is quite very general. So that is the topic, but then if we're going to narrow it down, benefits of solid waste management. So we have here, we talk about the benefits of solid waste management. So we're able to make it more specific rather than solid waste management, because there are so many other ways that is a very general statement wherein we do not know what would really be our focal point, what is really your intention in delivering that speech, because you're not specifying something. Data gathering. So this is the part where you collect information from sources about your topic. You can research in books or surf in the internet. Be sure to cite your sources. Data gathering is necessary, class, because we cannot rely more only in our own perspective. As much as possible, we need a lot of sources and able to make our statement become more informative and credible. And of course, we don't have to forget inciting where we did get those information or those data. Okay, so those are the patterns that we are that we have to follow in writing your speech. So making an outline or hierarchical list of ideas can help you arrange your thoughts to make it easy for you to write your speech in an organized way. You can use a table format or a list format. Well, you as a speaker, if you wanted to become a good speaker and you will never get lost, we must have the written outline so that you will know where are you going to start, or you know the sequence of what you are going to say to your audience. You can easily conceptualize ideas. There is chronology in the things that you are going to say. For example, here, problems and waste. So under that, we have here environment and wealth. Then second one, waste to resolve, reduce, reuse, recycle. Then solid waste management. So as you can see, it's chronological. There is the sequence of the statement that you are going to deliver to your audience. So meaning to say, it will never lead into confusion to your audience. Then the seven, creating the body. It involves writing explanation, examples, and details about the topic you have chosen. Be sure to focus on the main idea. Well, of course, the body itself is the core of your speech. So it comprises with the explanation. It comprises with your arguments, and of course, it must be detailed. It must be supported um, by your data, something which is quite credible from the sources where you have taken it. It could be statistics, it could be table or something like that. Then your introduction must catch the attention of your audience and present the subject or topic of your speech. So here you are giving the hint what your speech is all about. You are giving the background of what you are going to talk about. So usually when you are having the introduction to speech, you can start it through question or it could be quotation. So I think those are the simple things that you may use to start or having your introduction. We have here the conclusion. The conclusion restates the main point of your speech. You can summarize, emphasize your point, and call for action. Your goal is to leave a memorable mark to your audience. So, as you can see from the conclusion itself, this is the time wherein you are going to sum up what you have stated from your introduction through your body. But you do not have to restate everything. You just have to sum it up, and also that is the time that you could leave a memorable statement to your audience wherein you will leave a legacy to them. And then editing and revising is correcting your speech for mechanics such as grammar, punctuation, spelling, organization, and the like. When you edit, be sure to edit for focus, check if it focuses on the main topic. So that is one thing. That's why you are must have. Let's say, for example, class, when the speaker is about to deliver his or her sona, he or she has an own author of the speech. So they make sure that they are able to focus. They are going to edit the focus of the speech of the president, and then add it for clarity. Make sure your words are clear and easy to understand. So in doing this speech, you don't have to use some um, highfalutin word because your purpose is to inform. We have different purpose to persuade the people. So it's not a matter of or a kind of pleasing them or to impress them. Your purpose is to have the clarity of the words that you are going to use. Edit for concision. Keep it simple and easy. Should be concise, right? And then edit for continuity. Ideas should flow smoothly. There must be continuity of the topic. There must be continuity of the focal point. Edit for variety. Shipping tone and style. Well, if you're a good speaker, well, definitely you must know when you are going to um, execute. Let's say, for example, how you are going to put emotion into different statements that you have stipulated in your speech. If that is a kind of uh, sad, well, definitely you must know how you will adjust your tone, your emotion when you are speaking. Edit for impact and beauty. Make it memorable. That is the best thing. You have to make her speech memorable. So as you can see, I adore a lot of speeches from different well-known people all over the world because they impacted or they give impact in me, and there is the beauty beyond that. Then practice makes perfect. When you practice, you look at time and how you deliver your speech. This helps you see yourself and find out how you can improve. Well, definitely that is true. Practice makes perfect. It doesn't matter that you keep on failing because in failing, we keep on learning. So it's just a matter of practice. We have to do it. What I am doing is when I'm about to deliver my speech, I try to practice it in front of the mirror. See myself how I am standing in front of the audience. How are the words that I am using? How is the tone that I am using towards my audience? So those are the process when you are going to write your speech. Then, of course, it's time for speech delivery. So there are some tips that you have to learn in having this appropriateness in the delivery of your speech. First of which, use conversational style more often. Audience do not like the speaker to sound too unnatural or exaggerated. That is true because as you can see, if the speaker is quite exaggerating his or her speech, it's quite boring. It seems that the speaker is bragging or he's become braggart into something that he or she is delivering. Rapport with the audience. Look at your audience in the eye so they will feel that they are part of your speech. This will also keep their attention and you will know who are paying attention. Use pauses when you emphasize the most important words, phrases, or sentences. Your pauses should not last for 3 seconds. This is one thing that the speaker must learn. You give emphasis to some important points of yours because that that makes the audience um, feel more uh, not at least, but then the audience might catch something out of that statement. So it's quite necessary that you have to give attention, you have to give focus or emphasis on it. Modulation. Remember to adjust your volume to the size of the audience and venue. Modulate your voice, but do not shout or yell. Vary your speed or rate to avoid monotone pattern. This will avoid boredom. So modulation, it is a matter of controlling your tone, the volume, the pitch of your voice, something like that. We must know how to control it, how to modulate it. Because chances are, if you cannot control the voice, well, definitely, um, the audience might murmur in the kind of way you are delivering your speech. Then articulation, pronounce, and enunciate words correctly. You might confuse your audience if you mispronounce a word. So it's quite necessary that proper articulation, proper pronunciation, or enunciation of words um, would be uh, given importance by the speaker. Because as you can see, there are some words, especially in English, wherein um, they are different. They are the same in terms of pronunciation. I mean, they are the same in terms of spelling, the same pronunciation, almost the same pronunciation. So we have to be careful with that so that we will not be misunderstood by the audience. And of course, in terms of the tone, uh, we have to we have to be careful in it. Okay, So is it a question form? Is it imperative, something like that? So we have to give proper emphasis, proper enunciation. Stage presence. Start your speech by standing straight and balancing your weight. This will give positive first impression. So you have to stand on stage as if you are the only one standing there. That it is your time to shine during that time. That you own the stage. That this will be yours. Meaning to say you are trying to give the aura of confidence to your audience. Gestures and movements. Use precise movements. Move your arms with a purpose. Avoid distracting mannerisms like swaying back and forth, leaning on the podium, licking or biting your lips, playing with your wristwatch or jewelry, scratching parts of your body, frowning, and others. Because these things mentioned, these are showing that you are not confident for what you are saying. And then facial expression. Avoid having a poker face or highly animated face. Just smile unless you are talking about a sad subject. Your expression must match what your message conveys. Okay, it's quite necessary that facial expressions should always be um, something that might speak to your audience. Because if you, let's say, for example, if you keep on smiling, the real smile towards your audience, well, definitely they may pay attention on you. But if you keep on frowning or showing disgust, well, definitely that might frustrate your audience. And then dress properly and appropriately. So because you are the celebrity of the day, you are the highlight on that day, definitely you have to wear properly. Breathe in, out, relaxing for your speech. Most importantly, have fun.